Welcome back to the channel Gadgets for Gentlemen. In today's video I'm going to show you two of my favorite digital watches. Black Friday is approaching, Christmas is approaching. These could be amazing gifts for your beloved or maybe for yourself. So on the right we have the Casio F-91W-1YER. This one is made for the European market. But you can find this watch anywhere in the world for a bargain. Retail price is under 20 euros here in the European Union. It's a digital bestseller watch, iconic, super affordable. I purchased this one for about 110 euros. Reference number M5610. This is the U, which has the new watch module. And again, this is made for the European market. Module 3495. So what we have right here in front of us are two quite different watches, both very iconic, similar designs, and they come at different price points. So on the right, we have a watch that is very affordable, which we can also see in the packaging. Very straightforward packaging. I bought this particular version on Amazon, and I will leave a link in the description. The G-Shock comes in a slightly better packaging with nice instructions. Nothing wrong about this packaging. Watch stand is from Wristonomy, beautiful marble, leather and metal. I leave a link in the description as well as a discount code. Now let's quickly give you some of the most important specs of these two watches, and then I will tell you why I like these watches. The F-91, we have a watch that is only 21 grams. The watch is water resistant, splash resistant. In the past I have gone swimming with this watch without issues, but I think it's not meant for swimming purposes. So when you wash your hands and when there's some water dropping on this watch, there should be no issues. And on the watch itself, it's not even indicated how many meters. This button here on the top left, where you can activate LED light. I must say the LED light is not very strong. Not only is this watch very lightweight, it is also very small. Dimensions are 38.2 millimeters times 35.2 millimeters times 8.5 millimeters in thickness. So very thin watch, very compact on the wrist. We have both a resin strap as well as a resin case, and I think we have a stainless steel case back. The watch operates on one CR2016 battery, and it should have a lifespan of approximately 7 years. The watch features auto calendar, which means 28 days for February. Right now we can see the time in 24 hours. You can also choose for the 12 hours. I prefer 24 hours. And now we can see the date, Friday 8, and we can see the time. And it's quite easy to read. Now when we press the mode button, we can see one daily alarm. So this could be, for example, your alarm in the morning to wake up. You can see we have stopwatch. And the stopwatch is really a nice feature of this watch, as you can see right here. And next we go back to the home screen. So in terms of the functions, this watch is quite limited, but then again, these are the functions that I think most people really adore. Accuracy is plus minus 30 seconds per month. So this is a very accurate watch compared to your automatic or mechanical watches. You can also choose to activate the hourly signal, which means when it's for example 2 p.m. you can hear a soft beep. On this watch, when you purchase it with Casio, you have a 2-year warranty. So that is just a brief introduction of the F-91. Now let's proceed with maybe what you can call the big brother of this watch. What we can see here already is case dimensions are quite different. We have 46.7 times 43.2 times 12.7. So this watch is much more prominent on the wrist compared to your F-91, as you can see right here. Once again, we're dealing with 8.5 millimeters in thickness on the right and we have 12.7 millimeter thickness on the left. Now also in the weight department, this watch is more prominent with 52 grams, and the one on the right is only 21 grams. So the watch on the left is more than double the weight of the watch on the right, which is noteworthy. I would argue that both watches are very lightweight, but the watch on the right is definitely less noticeable on the wrist. The watch here on the left, you do feel it on the wrist, although it's very lightweight, but the one on the right really disappears. Now also, just like the other watch, the build quality or build materials is resin strap, resin case. Again, we have some stainless steel on the back of the watch, and I think this is also stainless steel, that buckle. So big difference with the smaller brother. The smaller brother is water resistant, while the G-Shock here on the left is 200 meter water resistant. Now, when it comes to the functions, we are going to see a big difference. This module works with the tough solar, which means here all around the dial, we can see solar panels. These square parts around this red line, which means that inside this particular watch there is a rechargeable battery that is being charged by the sun and even by artificial light. So unlike the smaller brother, where after about 7 years you need to change the battery, the G-Shock here on the left, in theory, it should last a lifetime. At least that's what my conclusion is. I'm not sure if over time the rechargeable battery of the G-Shock will deteriorate, if it will wear out. So let me know in the comment section, what is your insights about the longevity of the G-Shock with the Tough Solar. I put my G-Shock on the power saving mode, PS, in order to extend the lifespan of the rechargeable battery. Now the second big difference is this watch is extremely accurate. We did notice here with the smaller brother that the watch is plus minus 30 seconds per month deviating from the actual or atomic time. With the big brother, the G-Shock, the watch is connected through multiband 6 to the atomic time. So it's connected to some sort of radio control, which means that the watch is always accurate. I think this watch has better shock protection compared to the F-91. The F-91, I did a lot of sport activities with it, even for example karate, and it never let me down. I think this is a very sturdy watch. However, when you put it to the test, to maybe even the test of time and the test of tougher activities, then the G-Shock should give you better protection because of that construction of the watch module in that case, which was an invention from 1983 with the first G-Shock Square, which is the GW-M5610U-1ER. When it's all about longevity, I think the G-Shock should last longer. Also, what I really like with this G-Shock is world times. I put my world time to New York, as you can see right here. Another feature is multiple alarms. As you can see, you can set up multiple alarms. There's a stopwatch, and the beauty of the stopwatch, as you can see with this U module, when you activate the stopwatch, we can still see the time, as you can see right here. So while you're measuring something, you can still keep an eye on the actual time. So that is a nice feature about this particular watch. And another feature that I really adore with the G-Shock is the timer function. So you can set, for example, a 10-minute timer, which I do regularly. And that feature is missing with the smaller version. So there is a stopwatch, but no timer. So that could be one reason for getting the G-Shock. And that's it. These are the most important specs, in my opinion. Now let me throw it on the wrist and show you what it looks like. There's one more thing that I really like about the G-Shock that I forgot mentioning. Not only do you have better backlight, which means if you press this button right here, you can see this white or blue backlight, which is far better visible, and it's the entire screen that is being lit up. It's much better compared to the backlight with the smaller brother, which we can activate right here. Let me demonstrate. The backlight is green, but it's far less strong in my opinion. But there was one more feature that I wanted to mention, and that is with the G-Shock when it's dark, so when you're wearing the watch on your wrist, when you rotate the wrist, just like with the Apple Watch, you can automatically activate the backlight. So for example, when I'm in my bed and I quickly want to see the time at a glance, I just rotate my wrist towards me. And now because it's daylight, it does not work, but in the dark, when you rotate it like so, the backlight will activate. And this is a very nice feature whereby you don't need to press the button in the dark, but just rotate your wrist. Now let's get started. My wrist size is 6.3 inches and let's throw it on the wrist. I would say if you have small wrist, 6.3 inches, both watches will be perfectly fine for you. I think the F-91, wearing it a full day, just wears even better than the G-Shock because it's so super thin and lightweight. Now when I find a nice fit on the wrist, I am somewhere in the middle of the strap, as you can see right here. There are still some positions. If you have larger wrists, you can still get a nice fit. And if you have a smaller wrist, as you can see, you can still adjust it. So this is a very universal size, I would say. So also if you have larger wrist, this should be fine. This is a nice piece. This is what it looks like on my 6.3 inches wrist. I really like the look of it. So simple, so lightweight, you hardly notice it. And now let's here on the right throw on the G-Shock. And let me know in the comment section which watch you prefer. I think both these watches you can't go wrong. That's also the reason why I have two in my collection. I have the G-Shock sometimes when I need to measure things, when I go exercise, but sometimes in the house I'm just wearing the F-91 because it's so lightweight, you barely notice it. And also I sleep with the G-Shock because of that beautiful backlight. So this is what the G-Shock looks like on my wrist. As you can see, you have a far more of a presence compared to the F-91. You can definitely tell in terms of the thickness, and you can also tell in terms of the weight. But again, I would say that both watches are perfectly fine with a 6.3 inches wrist, or even a smaller wrist or a larger wrist. If you want a G-Shock for larger wrists, then I can recommend the 5000U and I think the 5600, because the lug-to-lug distance of the 5610 is a bit shorter and also it's a bit thinner compared to those two models. So if you prefer a larger watch on your wrist, the 5000U, 5600 are more your cup of tea. I prefer the thinner, more lightweight, smaller watches. So this is what it looks like on my wrists. I think these watches make a great gift for Black Friday and Christmas, but also something maybe for yourself in your watch collection. Maybe you're getting into watches. I think with these watches you can't go wrong. So thank you for watching. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and see you soon.